Hi, everyone. We're coming to you live on 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. This, their first chance to take a look at Minnesota this season. They controlled everything in both games last year, going 2-0.
Yeah, and they got the better of this matchup both times they faced off last season. Do they still have their number?
Well, the sample size wasn't that big. I mean, 2 games, not a lot to go on. But they are 2 teams at the top of the pile in each of their conferences, and because of that, I expect it to be competitive.
Pass to Haliburton. Hangs. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. You know, Greg, when you look at the Timberwolves' history, the first round had been a problem for them. But not last year, as they swept the Phoenix Suns.
And you got to look at it as being a tremendous success, right? Because going into the season, I don't know that anyone thought they would have made it to the conference finals. But, boy, that young group gelled well together, and the sky's the limit for the future. You know, when Rudy Gobert is down low, it strikes fear into the opponent. This is a guy who has led the league in blocks and rebounds at different times. Inside the paint, he is just a nightmare to battle against.
Pass to McDaniels. Here's Edwards. Frames the 19. Edwards got his second bucket of the game to go.
Well, I'm not sure how that one found the bottom of the net, but hey, you take it when it comes.
Here's Haliburton. And it's McDaniels with the rebound.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
To the left wing. Has to Gobert. Banked in off the glass.
This is Gobert's comfort zone, using his size to capitalize down there.
Indiana off to a slow start. Looking for their first basket of the game. Out to Turner. It's stolen by Edwards. Down low. And finished off by Gobert.
Timeout. Gobert maintaining balance through contact, remarkable concentration.
And Rick Carlisle decides to call timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup.
Your Indiana Pacemates are turning the temperature up. Let's go.
And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Rick Carlisle gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. Their team's main focus tonight, well, it starts with All-Star Anthony Edwards. He said Ant is an incredible player. He's so physical. We have to throw multiple bodies at him. It's got to be a team effort to keep Edwards in check. An ambitious game plan. Kevin?
Thank you, David.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Nembhard with it. Now defended by Gobert. Turner. And Turner throws it down.
Boy, that's just too easy, guys. Turner, a player you can't allow to get free near the rack. He's a great dunker. Bang.
The shot, no good.
You know, you'd love to see him pull that off, but instead he goes from highlight reel to the bloopers.
Screen by Siakam. Holds it up there for Siakam. Hammers the alley-oop through.
He's so dangerous in the pick and roll. Haliburton beating the defense with that pass right there.
He lobs it up. And finished off by Gobert.
One of the best lob partners in the business, Rudy Gobert.
Stolen by McDaniels. And now the Timberwolves on the break. And finished off by McDaniels.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
And, you know, when you've got a chance to put a team away early, you got to take it.
Siakam for three. Timberwolves leading by 10. Edwards inside. Here's Gobert. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Now the Pacers with it. And here they go. Edwards can't hit. And Siakam has got the ball here for Indiana. They double-team Siakam. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
You know, when he has the ball outside like that, that's exactly the kind of D they need to play on.
Here's Edwards. Takes it inside. The Pacers pull it in. That's a two from Mathurin. Misses off the left iron. Here's Minnesota. They're on a 14-4 run right now. Gobert down low. Outside Edwards. Just 5 on the clock. Randall is doubled. Here's McDaniels. Pascal Siakam grabs the miss. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Stolen by McDaniels. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly.
Anthony Edwards
Drills the three-pointer.
for three.
Edwards got 7 points in the game.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that. And you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
Rudy Gobert, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Timberwolves. He notched
The Timberwolves, 17.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Minnesota.
They've really been disruptive on the defensive end, forcing turnovers and turning those turnovers into points at the other end.
And so far, just a great job forcing turnovers and creating opportunities in the open floor. The defense at the heart of that.
Greg, you know this. Good coaches give their players confidence. But what's the balance there between affirmation and accountability?
Well, when you believe in a player, that also comes with expectations. So a coach has to boost them up and also demand that they deliver.
And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Thanks, Kevin. Tyrese Halliburton has become the face of the Pacers franchise. He says they've done a great job of allowing me to spread who I am and how I play throughout the organization. Guys and the coaches have adapted to that. Good things are happening. I want us to be the best team in the league. Kevin, he's certainly taking them in the right direction.
David, I'm infatuated with this guy as you are. He does so much at such a young age. Man, the sky is the limit. No one near Shepard as he lets it go. Here's Bryant. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
A three-pointer is right on target.
Could have been much better defense. I mean, you can't give this guy any room to operate.
And Greg, talk about a guy who can create for himself. Dillingham can already score on elite defenders.
Yeah, and Kevin, a lot of that is his footwork. You can see the hours he's put into it. And then add in the body control and quickness. Good luck slowing this young man down.
And there's the foul. It'll go on T.J. McConnell. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
6 on the shot clock. Deflected by Bryant. One-on-one fast break. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Bryant. And some changes here for the Pacers. Timberwolves leading by 9. Dillingham with it. Scoreless thus far. The tray. Pacers with the rebound. They'll face the Lakers after this one. That'll be at home. And that game concludes a 5-game homestand. Shots good by Siakam.
Rise and fires. This is Siakam's attitude off the catch. And with these results, you understand why.
And that one, good. Dillingham's got his first points in this one.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening. And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
And the Timberwolves with possession here. Pass to Randall. Now about 3 minutes gone in this second quarter of basketball. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Randall's got his first points of the night.
Well, he's a wrecking ball on offense. Randall, so good at finishing inside.
And the Pacers with possession here. Trailing by 10. Mark, these Indiana Pacers play at one of the quickest paces of any team in the NBA.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's quite fitting considering the nickname, Indiana Pacers. And they do set the pace. They love to push that rock, and they do it relentlessly. Catching you before your defense can get set. It's a beautiful way to play. Tell you what, though, you got to be in great shape to make it work.
Now, here's Toppin. Hasn't made one yet. Clock at 4. Over Gobert. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Now, DiVincenzo. Right side, Edwards. Back to DiVincenzo. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anthony Edwards. That is his first foul of the game.
First personal foul.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
Here's McConnell. Pass to Shepard. 6 to shoot. Shoots over Alexander Walker. And it's Shepard missing. Dillingham with it. And it's Toppin picking him up. Miller with the ball. Plays it up off the glass. And the Timberwolves lead by 12.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint. .105 left to play here in the second quarter. Dillingham, no good. Back to Bryant. Indiana moving the ball around. Pass to Shepard. They could use a bucket. And he sinks the layup. Well, I love the way he goes after it there. I mean, you've got to respect that. He's rewarded for his efforts of pursuing the ball. Here's Dillingham. It's rebounded by Nesmith. Pacers trail by 10. Right wing. Pass to McConnell. There's a screen by Toppin. To the paint. Crafty move. And Toppin throws it down. When he's this close to the rack, that's exactly what he's looking to do. Slam it down. Well done, Toppin. Here's Dillingham. And
so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact.
Oh, Edwards flies up and finishes the alley-oop.
Explosive play in the air by Edwards, and perfectly timed, too, for the alley-oop slam.
Here's Mathurin. It's hauled in by Edwards. And so Edwards will bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. And Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be.
Anthony Edwards is a classic two-guard, Clark, a spectacular player. What has impressed you most about his development?
Well, he's got a great body. He had it when he got into the league after just 1 year of college. Tremendous basketball body, strength and length and bounce. Now he's worked on refining his skill. I think the biggest thing that's impressed me is not only his work ethic, but his poise. He's not a guy that plays frantically. He plays with intentionality and purpose, and that's a tough thing to do when you've got his athletic ability and you're as young as he is.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you very much. Jaden McDaniels has become an X factor for the Wolves. Mike Conley says, we know what he does defensively, but the offense that he can bring for us balances our unit. It's much needed. Guys tend not to think of him as an offensive player, but he does have that in his game. Kevin?
But I love the reference to an X factor. He definitely is that. All right, David, thank you. For three, Edwards. The offensive rebound. Shoots the three. Here's Gobert. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Inside. Pass to Randall. Here is Edwards. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Good D by Siakam.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
You know, the outside game is really one of Halliburton's strengths. He makes that corner three look like a layup.
Here's Edwards. Edwards making a statement.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, G8, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
And finished off by Edwards.
Show us what you got, young fella. Anthony Edwards. Love to see you operate like that.
There's always a surprise, isn't there, Clark, in the offseason? Let's go back to 2022. That offseason, the Timberwolves going all in on Rudy Gobert.
Basically, Kevin, they traded 5 firsts plus a bunch of good players for Gobert. It was derided at the time, and I can understand why, but Rudy's defense has taken them to another level, and he's actually been a little better offensively than people thought he would be.
Back to Gobert. Throws it down. the official calls the foul, it may be a three-point play. It's going to be on Siakam.
Double-digit boards, a regular occurrence for Gobert. Makes it easier to get those second-chance hoops, too.
Special K, we know the trade for Rudy Gobert took some time to click, but now it's looking like a great move.
Well, you know, figuring out how to play two bigs in this day and age with the way the game is played, pretty tricky, a slippery slope. And they stayed with it, to their credit, the Minnesota Timberwolves. And once they got it sorted out, Gobert was a force with his defense and his scoring out of the pick and roll. And I think one of the things undervalued in Gobert's improvement is the addition of Mike Conley. They've got a tremendous relationship, and I think Mike Conley's presence has been a real asset for Gobert as well.
Here's McConnell. Nothing on the board. Walker in the corner. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
And finished off by Walker.
When Jarris Walker stuffs it, we feel those bucks over here.
2 minutes.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Here's Shannon. Neesmith covering to the inside. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Seems to have a knack for hitting guys in their spots. His vision excellent.
Some nice passing here by Indiana. Here's McConnell. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
First personal foul.
And with their offensive firepower, have the Pacers Clark maxed out at that end of the floor?
There's still a lot of room for this team to grow offensively, Kevin. A low rate of free throws is something they can improve on, and a relatively low rate of threes and offensive boards. Those are areas that can get better. I think there's another level they have to reach yet.
Dillingham. Yes, that goes in. Dillingham's got the lead up to 14 now for the Timberwolves. Indiana again missing.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. As a result, they've got a big lead.
And just no excuse, guys, for leaving a shooter like him open beyond the arc.
Walker trying to free himself up. And McConnell gets it to go.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
.40 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Pass to Shannon. And here's Reed. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line.
First personal foul.
It goes on Aaron Neesmith.
Strong move by Reed. He's tall and agile and strong. He's hard to slow down.
Pacers trailed by 18. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Toppin. Rebound, Minnesota.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Here's Dillingham. Here's Shannon. Over Neesmith. Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
The Timberwolves, 47.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Timberwolves leading by 18. Here's Dillingham. And it's Mathurin with the rebound.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Well, you can't be forcing a shot like that. You got to keep the ball moving. Get something better.
And the wide open shot from Reed. Misses the wing J. And here is Siakam. And the layup is good. Siakam's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Pacers. Now the Timberwolves with it. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That game marks the first half of a quick two-game homestand. Pass to Reed. It's stolen by Mathurin. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Outside Turner. Here's the three. Offensive rebound. And a wide open look for Siakam. Drains the three-pointer. Siakam's got 5 points now this quarter.
Yeah, you got to get out on that. Siakam demonstrating that ability to hurt you from beyond.
Outside Edwards. Just 5 to shoot. Inside, Edwards finishes strong.
Yeah, you know, once Edwards flips that switch, now he stays fully engaged. His offensive arsenal is on full display.
And Rick Carlisle decides to call timeout. He's very aware of the timing here and the significance of getting things squared away with his team.
Next.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear Rick Carlisle's message to his team. Now, his tone was pretty serious. He said, you guys need to prove you're in this. No one else can do it for you. Time to pour on the gas. We'll see if that fire gets lit, guys.
Thank you, David. Timberwolves leading by 13. Over in the corner, Edwards.
Well, he had one three-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
And the basket is good.
And inside, Mathurin makes great use of his agility, developing some instincts for how to get around in traffic.
Here's Edwards. The rebound by Turner. Siakam outside. Left side, Turner. It's stolen by Gobert. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. It's Edwards on the wing. Clock at 6. Shoots over Nembhard. Another miss by Minnesota.
Hey, how about imagining if they were hitting their shots, how big the lead could be. But so far, that's not been the case.
It's Nembhard on the wing. Off target from three-point range. Timberwolves leading by 11. And here's Edwards from the arc. Look at Edwards slotting home the three.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second three of the game.
Out to Turner. Siakam left side. Pass to Nembhard. Fires for three. Gobert pulls it in. Edwards looking it over. Nifty move. That one falls.
That's all weight room right there. Edwards powers through the contact for the hoop and the harm.
First personal foul.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Timberwolves.
Well, you know, for me, when you can convert this many times in the paint, I think that's a sign that your offense is really in a healthy state.
And another thing, the defense didn't clog the lanes. They took full advantage with their ability to attack the paint on a lot of those possessions.
They're amazing. Thanks, everybody.
Pacers trailed by 17. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's Halliburton. That's a two from Mathurin. Indiana again missing. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. .141 left in the fourth. That one goes in. Edwards got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's crucial.
And the league clearly focused on making regular season games matter. Well, you think more steps are coming?
Well, let's give the league credit because they've left no stone unturned. The play-in, the in-season tournament, the 65 games rule, all implemented with that in mind.
And here are the Timberwolves. Good momentum, 8 straight points.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Minnesota.
When you shoot this well from three-point range, you're really hard to stop. The defense didn't rotate out fast enough to stop the hot shooter.
Exactly, Kevin. They were lethal from deep.
And with this effort tonight, grabbing their 8th win of the year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Anthony Edwards.
Well, the defense just couldn't figure him out, and he continued to put it to him.